Hello, friends. Imagine looking at a giant block of marble and seeing a masterpiece trapped inside. Now imagine having the skill and determination to set it free with nothing but a chisel and sheer genius. That was Michelangelo Buonarroti, a man who didn't just create art, he breathed life into stone and paint, leaving behind works that continue to awe the world even today. Born in 1475 in the small town of Caprese, Michelangelo grew up in Florence, the heart of the Renaissance. But while most kids played outside, young Michelangelo was drawn to something else: art. He studied sculpture from an early age, sneaking into churches and workshops to observe the masters at work. His raw talent soon caught the attention of the powerful Medici family, who gave him a golden opportunity, training under the greatest artists and philosophers of the time. Michelangelo's breakthrough came at just 24 years old when he sculpted the Pietà, a stunning marble statue of the Virgin Mary cradling the body of Jesus. The level of detail was so lifelike, so delicate, that people couldn't believe it was made by human hands. Some even thought it was the work of an older, more experienced artist. So what did Michelangelo do? He sneaked into the church one night and carved his name across Mary's sash, making sure everyone knew this was his masterpiece. It was the only work he ever signed. But if Pietà was his introduction to the world, David was his declaration of greatness. Standing over 17 feet tall, this sculpture wasn't just about biblical heroism. It was a symbol of Florence's strength and defiance. Unlike earlier statues of David, which showed him after his victory, Michelangelo's David stands just before the battle, his muscles tensed, his expression focused. He isn't just a boy with a slingshot, he's a man who knows he's about to change history. And in a way, so was Michelangelo. Now, if you think he was just a sculptor, think again. In 1508, Pope Julius II gave him a challenge that even Michelangelo didn't want: painting the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. He wasn't thrilled about it. He saw himself as a sculptor, not a painter. But the Pope was persistent, and Michelangelo had no choice but to accept. The result? 4 years of exhausting, back-breaking work. Imagine lying on your back for hours every day, painting intricate details high above your head. His arms ached, paint dripped into his eyes, and he was constantly frustrated. But when the scaffolding came down, the world saw a miracle. The Sistine Chapel ceiling wasn't just a painting, it was a masterpiece of divine proportions. The most famous panel, the creation of Adam, shows God reaching out to touch Adam's fingertip, giving him life. The image is so powerful, so full of energy, that it became one of the most recognizable artworks in history. And to think, Michelangelo almost refused to paint it. But his work didn't stop there. Later in life, he painted the Last Judgment on the Sistine Chapel's altar wall. It was darker, more intense, a chaotic vision of heaven and hell that shocked many. Some even complained that there were too many nude figures, leading to parts of the painting being covered up later. Michelangelo, being the stubborn genius he was, responded by subtly painting one of his critics into the scene, being dragged into the depths of hell. A little Renaissance-style revenge, you could say. Even in old age, Michelangelo never stopped creating. He designed St. Peter's Basilica's massive dome, shaping the skyline of Rome. He sculpted until his hands could barely hold a chisel. He worked not for fame or money, but because he couldn't imagine a life without art. When he passed away at 88, he left behind a legacy so grand that even centuries later, no artist can truly compare. Michelangelo's genius lay in his ability to capture human strength and emotion, whether in marble or paint. His works weren't just beautiful, they were powerful, timeless, and deeply human. He showed us that art isn't just about skill, it's about passion, vision, and the courage to take on the impossible. But while Michelangelo was the master of dramatic intensity, another Renaissance genius embraced harmony and grace in his art. In our next episode, we step into the world of Raphael and his breathtaking School of Athens, where philosophy, art, and intellect come together in a single masterpiece. So stay tuned, friends. Our Renaissance journey is just getting started.